Which fast-track citizenship program in the Caribbean had the best overall program? Okay, now I did a comparison with all the fast-track citizenship programs, and I'm going to give you the qualifications that all of them had in common first, and then I'm going to show you some of the differences, and then I actually rated them. Just to show you some of the differences, none of these countries had any sort of military requirement. None required a language test. All of the countries had English as their main language. All of the passports, you can generally get the passport in a few months, although St. Kitts does have an extra fast-track program where you can pay extra to get the passport. You can get as quick as 2 months, and I've seen it in some cases, in rare cases, you can get as quick as a month and a half, which is about 45 days. Now, in this video today, I'm going to rank these fast-track citizenship programs using a lot of variables, which I'm going to be going over with you. I was really picky in how I went through and looked at this, but if you're making at least $150,000 US a year, and or you've got a net worth of at least 1 million US, and you want to legally get your income taxes down to zero, or get a second passport as quick as 3 months, do three things. Hit the subscribe button to the right of your screen here, and you get new videos as they come out automatically. And don't forget to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And number two is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And number three is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and ask for some help. Okay, there were seven other things that were examined that I looked at, and they were the countries with the best visa-free travel. And I'm going to give you the rankings on that in a minute, along with these other combination of things that I considered. All of these countries allow dual citizenship, which was a big key thing that I looked at. The countries with the best tax system, where socialism didn't exist at all, and I'm talking about no internal tax system, they were taken out because I wanted, if you look at the flag theory, which is on our website, you can also put on the internet, you really should be sticking with either pure tax saving countries or territorial tax countries, but you're better off sticking with pure tax havens because that way if you got a business you want to run from that country, you don't have to pay taxes inside or outside the country. So we looked at that also as a variable. We also looked at cost of living. That's a big variable that I looked at there too. Food, medicine, things like this. Also beauty, mountains and beach combination, not just the beach. You know, I've been to Anguilla's got some of the prettiest beaches in the world, but you really get tired of that place. It's got no mountains, as flat as it can be. Having the combination of mountains and beach really makes it so much nice and livable. I can't explain to you how much better it really looks. You never get tired of the views and stuff. Also, I looked at which citizenship programs had been the longest and why this is important. Let me give you an example why this is important. 9/11 occurred, obviously, and all the citizenship programs closed down except for St. Kitts. It used to be where you had Grenada, Belize, St. Vincent, Dominica. They all pulled out during that, right after 9/11 occurred. And some of them came back. Belize, St. Vincent never came back. Dominica, Grenada, they came back. And Antigua started their first program. They'd never started after 9/11. But what happened was they came back and they had real estate projects they started. And let me tell you why this is so important. If you have if you get citizenship and you get it with the citizenship option with the real estate, you have a problem because if the country if they shut that program down, you've got a real problem trying to sell your property because most of the people that are buying these citizenships are wealthy people that are coming outside the country. If that citizenship program is closed down, man, the real estate market's killed. And you don't want that to happen. That's the worst thing that can happen. And every single country in the whole Caribbean that was involved with this back in 2001 and before, shut down. Now, nobody had the real estate option back then except for St. Kitts and Nevis, and then they did so well, everybody started coming out with it. But you need to look at that because that's the key thing. You want to make sure this country is not going to shut down, because it can really ruin your resale on your house if you have that happen. So that's a key ingredient that you need to look at. And St. Kitts has never shut their business down, their citizenship operation. It started in 1984. It's 36 years old. So, I mean, it's about 37 now. So, I mean, this is something you have to look at there too. And also something else too is which program had the most real estate projects to choose from, and why this is so important. Well, the two country of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis had 98 developments to choose from, whereas the other countries had nowhere near this number. But you got to remember, these countries didn't come out with a real estate option. I think the first one that came back was probably around Antigua, somewhere around 2010 or something like that. And then they came out with a real estate option. So they haven't had 40 years to have all these developments, but that's a key ingredient because it gives people a lot to choose from. And if you need a lot to choose from, remember, it's just not any property you can choose. You have to pick from the citizenship zones. So you want a lot to choose from. And St. Kitts has got 98 developments to choose from. That's a lot of developments. But that being said, you got to remember that any of these properties that were bought for citizenship before January the 1st, 2012, you can't resell those for citizenship again if they were bought for citizenship before that time period. Now, any properties that were sold after January the 1st, 2012 for citizenship can be resold for citizenship again in St. Kitts, okay? So just want to make sure you understand that. But a lot of these properties, developments, when you come down, a lot of these were sold years ago before January the 1st, 2012. So it does limit. You got to remember, it's not every single building that was built then that you can still choose from. So that's the key thing there. Okay, now you want to look at also resale. Like I said, you can get some of your best deals on resale versus new ones. In fact, cost per square foot now on resales are cheaper than generally are cheaper than new construction. And this is another key thing you got to look at that you're not going to see with other developments because in other countries outside of St. Kitts, because a lot of those countries, the properties were just built in the last few years, because they just came out with the developments pretty recently. Okay, these were the ratings that I came up with. I rated Dominica was number 5. They had 140 visa-free and visa-free on arrival countries and territories. They don't have a pure tax haven status. And St. Lucia was number 4 with 144. They actually tied with Grenada. Both countries, Grenada and St. Lucia, had 144 visa-free and visa-free on arrival countries and territories that you could travel to. Both of those, neither one of those are pure tax haven countries. Antigua and Barbuda was number 2 with 151 countries that you could go to visa-free or visa-free on arrival. And St. Kitts and Nevis was number 1 with 156 countries visa-free or visa-free on arrival. One reason it wound down to St. Kitts and Nevis and Antigua and Barbuda were they were the only 2 federations, 2 countries in each federation that was a pure tax haven. And the other ones did not have that status. And they also had more visa-free travel too. St. Kitts and Nevis had 156 countries and Antigua and Barbuda at 151 countries. Plus, there were other variables. One reason I put St. Kitts and Nevis above Antigua, it's a lot cheaper to live. I've actually been in Antigua many times, and the prices are higher there. Also, it's very flat there. You don't have mountains and beaches like you do in St. Kitts. You got some semi-hills, but nowhere near like you got in St. Kitts. You got La Amiga, which is about 4,000 feet high. And then you got Mount Nevis, which is almost the same height. So, you just got a lot more beauty, the mountains and the beaches combination. And this is a key thing that I looked at there. So anyway, if you're interested in looking more into this, if you're making at least $150,000 US a year, and or you have a net worth of at least 1 million US and you want to legally get your taxes to zero, how to get a second passport, as quick as 3 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button here at the right of your screen. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And number 2 is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and hit that top bar where this says Apply With Us. A questionnaire will come up, and then fill that out, and then hit the part at the bottom which says Send It To Us, and we'll get back with you and see what we can do to help you. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment and residency by investment countries all over the world, and I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.